All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sports Hype. We got a whole first week of NFL recap to be talking about today. We got, what's going on with the Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa, what's going on with the Cowboys, what's going on with the Steelers and their injuries right now, what's going on with the quarterback situation. We don't know. Then another, shocking situation happened. We got Aaron Rodgers getting hurt in the first four downs. We're going to be talking about what that means to the Jets, what's happening with Zach Wilson, right? We're going to be talking about what shocked us in the first week. And then, obviously, what happened to J.K. Dobbins, what happened, what's going to mean for the Ravens. And then, obviously, who knows? Maybe we'll have time to talk about what's going on in the NBA and the rule change with resting, right? But first off, I just want to say real quick, shout out to, Coco Gauff for winning the U.S. Open. Shout out to Novak Djokovic for winning the U.S. Open as well. Number 24 in his bag. Shouted out Kobe Bryant, So congratulations to those two. So let's get started.
Yeah, before we started this, Gio was trying to blow off some steam about the Steelers. So I'm going to give him the floor to do that right now because I know he's got some anger to let out.
I mean, is it anger or is it disappointment? Right now, I'm more disappointed not only in how our defense played in the first half, but in the quarterback and, Kenny Pickett. I believe he was trying to make too many miracle plays, not looking for the smart play like, Brock Purdy did. Brock Purdy played brilliant. He didn't play amazing. What he did was he looked for the best play at that point in time, and he was the smarter quarterback in that game. So realistically, yes, our Steelers, team underperformed in the first week. It is just 1 week, but at the same time, did we really see anything different than what we saw last year from Kenny Pickett?
I don't believe you did. I think he was trying to make the miracle play, but I believe he will improve as the season goes on.
Thanks. I would say as a Steelers fan, if I was a Steelers fan, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I would just say it was that first week jitters, getting that out. As the season goes on, they'll start cleaning up all that stuff. I would have trust in Pickett as the season goes on.
So my question to you two is how long can we give Kenny Pickett to be
Before you
making
bench,
these kind of plays in these kind of games?
before you make a QB change?
Not just that, because everyone says let the kid develop, right? How many games is it going to take for this kid to develop before we can start putting blame on him, right? That these games are these losses are because of him.
I'd say if he doesn't develop by the end of this season, then we can start blaming him.
I would also say it's like year two for your quarterback.
Sure.
So you gotta give him a little bit of time. Like very few quarterbacks come in their first year, second year, and start laying it up. Even Tua, it took his fourth year on the roster to be giving the glimpse of an MVP, which we got last year.
Right.
So I would just give it a little bit of time, see how he really develops. And then I would give it like 4 seasons. Let that rookie contract go fully through. And then if he's not producing to your level, then I would start shopping for a new one.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Realistically for me, I want to see him perform now, really, because I'm all about patterns and what happened before, right? And if we see glimpses of excellence, then I expect to see excellence, later on. He had a perfect QBR rating in the preseason. The only quarterback to do that. So when he did that this year in the preseason, it made me think, okay, this kid's ready. He should be able to perform throughout the regular season, and we did not see that week 1. And that's why, to me, this loss is on him because we did see excellence throughout the whole preseason.
Yeah, but I feel like the preseason doesn't tell the whole story because they're playing against second and third stringers most of the time.
Understandable, but for him to play smart, the whole thing for me this week is how Brock Purdy played smart and Kenny Pickett did not play smart. He played smart in the preseason. It's not like he tried to go for miracle plays. He played smart. He looked for the open guy. He had a perfect QBR, So for him to do that, it shows that he can be a smart quarterback, and he just did not show that this week.
True, but to be fair, the 49ers defense is a top 3 defense in the league. So we got to give them some leeway for that as well.
100%. But as we were talking before the podcast, you did mention that he didn't put up a fight. And that's all I'm looking for to only score 7 points the entire game, right? Not even, obviously we were going on, for 4th and downs, right? So it was turnover on play pretty much every time going down the field. But at the same time, we got to be putting up points. Make it close. Make a fight. Do something. Don't just throw the ball away. Don't go, 4 and 3 and outs, right, in a row. Have a fight. Give our defense a rest, and we'll have a chance.
Yeah, that's true. He definitely needs to start developing more and contributing to points a lot more if they want to start winning soon.
Valid. I think the 49ers team is also the best team in the entire league. Like every single position, they have talent. Like they have a top 3 defense, top 3 offense. I think it's going to be hard for anyone to beat that team, besides themselves. The Steelers, I feel like they played well to their level where they're going to be all season. But then the Steelers just got off to a slow start.
Yeah, and the defense not getting any stops early didn't help either.
Right. And that's why, obviously our secondary, played soft in the first half. They tightened it up. They only scored, I believe, 10 points maybe at most, I think, in the second half.
I think it was 10
points.
Yeah.
And right, in the second half. So that's pretty good, great adjustment by the Steelers. We just got to come out there and play like that in the first half, and then hopefully that'll make a difference for our offense as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, give them momentum.
Definitely. Moving on to boy who we all think should be top of the MVP voting at the end of the year, Tua Tagovailoa. He ended with 466 yards. Tyreek Hill ended with 215 yards and 2 tutties. Let's hear from the Dolphins fan.
It was a great game to watch. I was very proud of how my boy Tua was playing. There was a couple of plays where I didn't like his passes, but he got it done. Tyreek Hill got it done. I would have liked Jalen Waddle to be incorporated a little bit more. Felt like he was just throwing toss-ups to Tyreek Hill majority of the game.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's valid, though, the way Hill was beating everybody.
Yeah. But I need the defense to step up a little bit more.
Yeah, 33 points is a little rough.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Chargers offense is very, very talented, especially when they are able to get the run game going with the pass.
Yeah, and plus it doesn't help how your secondary is depleted too right now.
And then we still got Javon Holland out there, Xavier Howard. He was doing all right.
But if you had Jalen Ramsey to that, it would have been a lot better, I think.
Thanks. Eli Apple is horrible.
Bro, I've been saying that for years. I watched him the past 2 years. He is so bad.
Bro, it's like
he gets burnt. He doesn't even. It's not like he's even making an effort. It doesn't seem like it.
Well, to be fair though, that defense won us the game too.
It did. That stop was clutch.
When Jason Sanders missed that PAT, bro, I thought it was wrapped up right there. Then I had my boy Jalen Phillips get a sack. He got the second one. The first one, it was like Christian Wilkins, Jalen Phillips got involved, and one of Zach Sealer. They got that initial sack. They sealed up the game for us. Made my whole day. Now I'm walking around here with my Dolphins gear on. Like, what can y'all really say?
Bro,
leading the MVP.
And then the Bills lost, and you just had an even better day.
I was just, bro. Josh Allen looks horrible.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But sticking to the Dolphins, Gio, any thoughts on the game?
I think it was a great game. Right, great first week for Tyreek Hill. obviously showing why they're the best, QB in the league. Another thing for me is we got to get, Jalen Waddle when everything good. We're good.
No, we're good now. You were just cutting out a little bit.
All right, sorry. Yeah. So how are we going to get, Reek his touches and Waddle his touches? Obviously, they had a great bounce last year. I'm saying since Reek had all those touches last game, what was it, 200 plus yards almost?
215, 11
right?
catches.
215, 11 catches, 2 touchdowns, right? So how can we keep his productivity at his optimal level? And then I'll also bring up Jalen Waddle because he's also another amazing, wide receiver. Mostert also had a great game for me personally. He had a quiet game. I think it was only 10 rush carries, right? So and 1 touchdown. So quiet game, but he also produced as well. This isn't the best, obviously this isn't the best we've seen the Dolphins. There's obviously a lot of flaws still left in their defense because I don't think I'm sorry to disrespect the Chargers like this, but I don't think they're top 5 offensively wise in the league. So for the Chargers, to put up 33 points, right, against the Dolphins, who's supposed to go to the Super Bowl possibly, right? They got to clean that up in that respect. So we'll look at this week. Who knows? Maybe this is a trap game where the Dolphins go up against the Patriots. So we'll get a real test real quick for this defense and see what they do.
Yeah, for sure. Especially after what the Patriots almost did to the Eagles. They almost knocked them off.
Right.
So it's going to be a test. Can't go in there thinking you're just going to cakewalk because you're not. It's the NFL. Right. It's going to be a tough game, but I do expect the Dolphins to win. But back to the Chargers game, after what I saw from Tua, Tyreek, and that offense, I don't think there's a defense in the league, honestly, that can slow them down with the way they're playing right now. And until I see that happen, the Dolphins team, to me, is a clear-cut Super Bowl contender until a defense does slow them down.
Well, let's just, put this in perspective. All right. There's 2 defenses, right? Don't forget about the 49ers defense, which can definitely slow them down. All right.
I agree.
If there's a healthy Bosa who's now playing less than 40, snaps a game, right? That defense is obviously gonna, give Miami's offense, some problems. Then there's also the Jets defense. For them to win that game based upon their defense, I think that they have a chance to stop that offense. But at the same time, like you said, it is the best offense in the league by far.
No question. Easily. And the only way that the Dolphins won't make the Super Bowl, to me, as of right now, after week 1, obviously it's still early. Anything can happen. But as of week 1, the only way that they don't make the Super Bowl is if their defense doesn't tighten up. That's the only way I can see it happening.
They will tighten up, especially when Jalen Ramsey comes back. But another player that deserves a lot of credit is Raheem Mostert. He looked really, really nice in that first half and throughout the game. He looked like a speedy power back, which was crazy to see.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really need to run as much because the secondary couldn't contain Tyreek, so they didn't run it that much. But when they did run, he looked really well. Any other thoughts on the game?
I think you guys summed it up pretty well. Let's go ahead. Go right to the Cowboys game because we all know what happened there.
Yeah, 40-0 blowout. That I expected it to be.
What was it? I'm sorry. I thought I heard you say 40-0.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Wow, 40-0. That Danny Dimes Giants offense couldn't score a single point.
Nope.
Do they have the best defense in the league?
Yes, I might be biased, but yes. To me, we have the best defense in the league. We have Micah Parsons off the edge, DeMarcus Lawrence off the edge, Osa Odighizuwa, who's also a great D lineman, and we added Mozzie Smith in the draft. Those 4 dominated the entire game. Stephon Gilmore allowed 12.8 passer rating as a corner. Trayvon Diggs, we know what Trayvon Diggs does. He clamps up. But with that being said, I expect it to be a closer game than that. The fact that the Giants didn't put up a fight to me is very sad for the Giants and their fans, but I loved every minute of it because I love beating the Giants. But from what I saw from this defense, the sky is the limit if the defense continues to play like this. But until we do it against a top tier offense like the Dolphins, I'm not going to get too hyped about it because I need to see us do it consistently.
One thing that worries me though, the defense and the special teams both scored in the first quarter, so we didn't really have to watch Dak perform.
Right. That
And I
that,
feel
that
like
was that was going to be my next point was I don't know what this offense can do yet.
like I'm very skeptical of Dak Prescott. I feel like I always will be because he's like that Josh Allen who can like play decent, or he can sit there and throw picks after pick after pick, making us scratch our heads. So I think for you, the biggest factor for you guys is if Dak can play like a decent quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. That if we don't get far in the playoffs, it will always be because of Dak Prescott because his play always hinges on our success.
The defense looks phenomenal though, bro.
It did. I didn't expect that. I expected us to dominate like we did last year, but we took a step forward. I did not expect that big of a step forward.
It's all good though. Giants will be back.
Yeah, but the only thing I care about is the brooms. As long as we keep sweeping them.
And the Giants go slide in the playoffs, that 6 or 7 spot, and they go make a run to the bowl, bro.
Okay, yeah, that pick looks great right now. I forgot about that pick.
Yes, sir.
All right, Gio, what's your
So,
thoughts?
so real quick, obviously, like you guys said, that defense is phenomenal. Obviously, probably the best defense in the league, no doubt about it. Right up there with the 49ers and the Jets. For me, though, you guys are questionable about Dak Prescott, which I understand. I understand completely why you're questionable. But if you have a running back like Tony Pollard and your offensive line can be solid, like I saw it last week, there's no question. We saw, like say your team, the 49ers, they ran an entire offense through their running back and made it to the conference championship, right? And to the Super Bowl one year.
Yeah, but with the
Okay.
talent we have at receiver, I'm not trying to rely on Tony Pollard all the
I
time.
understand, but I'm saying if Dak Prescott's having an off game, everyone's scratching their heads about Dak Prescott, run that ball. I don't care if it's the first half or the second half. You need to make that adjustment right away because Tony Pollard can win you a game at any point in time.
I agree with that.
I know we're talking about the Cowboys, but the way you threw the Niners in there, like Brock Purdy ate him, bro. There's a reason he went
Bro,
undefeated last year, and they lost the one game he got hurt. Otherwise, they'd be holding that Lombardi trophy right now.
I do agree with Saya outside of the Super Bowl part.
right,
Brock
yeah.
Purdy is a great quarterback.
Yeah, he's a smart quarterback. He's decent. He's not the best quarterback in the world. He is a decent quarterback that knows how to play smart.
He's top 10.
Okay, he's
Look
not
at his
top 10.
weapons too, though. You got Debo, you got Kittle, you got Ayuk, you got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, he does have weapons,
Weapons.
but it takes a quarterback to get the ball to those weapons.
I'm saying you have a decent, smart quarterback, and he's going to look phenomenal.
Yeah, but we used to think Jimmy G would look phenomenal, but everyone
Yeah, and he
knows
didn't.
he ain't not.
But as you can see, he wasn't the smartest quarterback. Brock Purdy's a smart quarterback. You put Jared Goff in that situation. You put Matt Stafford, all decent quarterbacks, and they're smart. They're gonna play like they're one of the best in the league.
Brock Purdy is one of the best in the league, bro.
No, he's just a decent, smart quarterback
At the very least, he is a top 15 quarterback.
because of his weapons.
Not because
Because
he
of his
gets good.
play.
And he's a smart quarterback. I'm just saying it's not like he's phenomenal, at athleticism, right? It's not like he's crazy outside the pocket. He stays inside the pocket. He makes a smart move.
Did you see that play against the Steelers where he rolled out and hit Debo?
Yeah, he was wide open.
Okay, it doesn't take a mediocre quarterback. Mediocre quarterbacks can't do that.
Mediocre quarterbacks can do that. Look, there's a wide open guy. Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah. Kenny Pickett won't do that. He'd go down the field, try to, hit Ayuk, double in, right? And try to make the miracle pass, which they're not going to be able to hit. It'll probably get intercepted, right? It takes a smart quarterback to make the right move, and that's what Brock Purdy is. He's a smart quarterback.
Okay, you remember the Jared Goff game with other quarterbacks?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that
We're
with
not
Brock
playing
Purdy?
that. I'm just letting you know. Brock Purdy is a decent quarterback. 15.
Is it gonna take a Super Bowl, him winning a Super Bowl, for you to say he's great?
For me, it's the eye test, right? The eye test shows me he's not doing anything outside of the box like Patrick Mahomes is, Aaron Rodgers is, right? He's not doing anything phenomenal. He's like okay, let's put him against the GOAT real quick. Tom Brady, not the most athletic, right? Brock Purdy won seven championships, throws the yards that Tom Brady did. He'll be up there as amazing quarterback. Tom Brady wasn't athletic. He got the job done because he was a smart quarterback. He isn't the best, obviously the best, athletic quarterback, right? He makes the phenomenal moves. He just made the smart play.
That's fair.
So you compared Brock Purdy to Tom Brady already?
I'm letting you know that the way they play, yes, they're both smart quarterbacks, but Tom Brady didn't do anything outside the box to me, right? He just made the smart play. Brock Purdy's the same way until he gets the achievements and the accolades that Tom Brady does, right? I'm not putting him near Patrick Mahomes. I'm not putting him near Aaron Rodgers, right? To me, he's a decent, smart quarterback.
But he does it to an elite level.
Consistently.
It's like Tua Tagovailoa too. He does it at an elite level.
But Tua's got the skills and the athleticism. He's throwing those bombs as darts, right? He's making hard plays. Brock Purdy's making easy plays, right?
We saw Purdy throw darts deep last year.
I'm just saying throughout this year, though, throughout that last game, he was hitting wide open guys except for that Ayuk touchdown, which I will say was a dart. I'm just saying he's a smart quarterback. Don't let the hype get to you. He's a decent quarterback. He's just really smart and has a great team around him.
I've been hyping them up since the
I understand since day one. You and Brock Purdy go back. I'm just letting everyone else know. He's a decent quarterback, but I
think he's better than decent, but that's just me.
I think so too, bro. I think he's a good quarterback right now, and he's only going to become a top 3 quarterback. Tua, Hattie, Brock Purdy.
What makes him different? So, what makes him in the category of those guys to you? What makes him in the category of that Aaron Rodgers? Like, it's kind of putting disrespect on those guys' names because they do elite stuff at an elite level. They do stuff differently.
I don't think he is top 3 yet, but I was saying he could be. Right now, he is still top 10 in my eyes.
And that is because of the accolades. It's not because of the way he plays the position.
What accolades?
I'm saying accolades will help him improve to get to that top 3. Like yardage, right? Completions, right? All these things will help him. For me, it's like the eye test. Look at the quarterback, right? And see if they play better through the eye test.
Which he does.
No, I'm just saying when you watch him, you're not saying, wow, that's an exceptional dude. You're saying, wow, that guy is making the smart move.
I'm saying, wow, that's a great throw. Most of the time I say, go ahead.
No, you, Jay.
I was just going to say, most of the time I'm saying, wow, that was a great throw because he throws dots, bro.
And even then, I'd rather have him throw the smart plays than have him be Josh Allen and throw it in double coverage.
Or right. Dak Prescott last year. Like, you got to be smart as a quarterback.
I understand, but he's hitting wide open guys and he's making the smart play. He's hitting them in the exact spots that they need to be hit at, right? To me, this guy's not doing anything exceptional. He's just doing something good at a great level. He's got brains and he's able to throw the ball. At this level, you should be able to do that.
Yet there's still some starting quarterbacks that can.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I understand that. I'm just saying we gotta bring it back a little bit, right? And because it's just like for instance, in the NBA, if you miss a free throw, you get called out. If you miss a lot of free throws, you get called out. These quarterbacks aren't getting called out for making these crazy plays, missing these open passes like Kenny Pickett throwing behind the receiver instead of in front of him. That's just common sense. You throw in front of the guy, you don't throw behind him. So for Brock Purdy to be doing the smart play, right, and making the right play, to me that it's just a decent quarterback playing amazing.
Are you saying that quarterbacks don't get called out at all?
No, I'm saying they get called. I'm just saying I don't think they get called out enough as much as I would say some things get looked past over. You know what I'm saying?
I think the quarterback's the most criticized position in the NFL, personally.
It is. I'm just saying when you look at a guy in the NBA, right? And if he's just making his free throws, you're not going to be like, "Oh, that guy's amazing." You're supposed to be doing that. He's making the right play. That's it.
So,
He's doing that at a good level right now, though.
and I know you say
Just
that they were all open, but not all of them were like 10 feet away from a corner.
No. I understand. I'm just saying he's just making the right play. He's a very smart individual and smart at the position. I just don't think I can put him with the eye test. I can put him in the category of Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tua Tagovailoa, Matthew Stafford for that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's better than you were giving him credit for, but we'll see what happens in the coming weeks.
So let's just look. Sorry, I thought he was going to say something. Let's just look at for right now. I understand that we'll look at when he plays a great defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, that's I know I mean the Steelers defense is great, but what I saw from them was not great, obviously.
Exactly. Like I said, they're wide. It was, kudos to him because he made the right move and he hit the wide open receiver. We got to be on that. We weren't
Right.
on that. Let's see what happens when everyone's locked up. What does he do then? How does he scramble? How does he make the right play then? Right.
Well, to me, I've already seen that in the playoffs last year, and that's why, and leading up to the playoffs last year, and that's why I call him a great quarterback.
Okay. And I can see why. I personally just think like if we're gonna say, wow, he's amazing, he's like a top 3 quarterback, I need to see something different. I can't just see like just a player making the right play. Right.
Well, I'm not saying he's top 3, but I'll put him with top 15 right now.
No, for sure. Okay. And I understand that. He's definitely a top 15 quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback on any given team. He's going to be making the right play because that's just who he is.
Yeah, that's very true.
I just think you can't expect him to carry an offense like Patrick Mahomes carries an offense. What would he do if he has the weapons that Patrick Mahomes does? Right? The movement, the scrambling, the running aspect of his game, the passing of his game. Jalen Hurts, same thing. You got these guys that can do multiple different things, and you can't just be amazing passing the ball. You have to do multiple.
Another another cliffhanger for Gio over there. But back to what you were saying about Brock.
All right, so just to sum it up, I think he's a great quarterback, right? I just don't think that he should be in the category of Patrick Mahomes, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, just because he's not doing anything outside the box exceptionally well. He's doing what his job consists of, which is throwing the ball to the open receiver, and he's doing that perfectly right now.
I agree. I don't put him in the likes of those quarterbacks either as of right now. But I think what me and Say are saying is that we believe he has the potential to get there.
If he's doing his job, right, his job as the quarterback is to throw touchdowns, right, find the open guy, and run that offense, which he's doing exceptionally well. The only reason why I don't put him up there is because of the way the game is being played now. We have exceptionally well, athletic quarterbacks playing the game. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes at number 1, right? So for me to say that with those guys, I can't. But I will say that later in his career, if he's got the accolades, if he's got a couple of Super Bowls, if he's got the yards, if he's got the completions, if he's got the touchdowns, I will put him in the category of the greats if he's got accolades. I just can't see it happening, or I can see it happening. I'm just saying I can't see his playing style being up there with the greats. I can only see himself with the accolades being up there with the greats. That makes sense because he's just doing his job.
But you basically said that he has the same playing style as the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Right.
So,
that's what I'm saying. Tom Brady, right? He had magic happen, right? He won all the Super Bowls. I'm just saying Tom Brady was not athletic. He did not run outside the pocket as we're seeing most quarterbacks do right now, right? Brock Purdy relies on finding that open guy pretty much within that pocket, just like Tom Brady. It's Tom Brady-esque.
So I'm curious, would you put, based off last week,
Right.
you put Brock Purdy over Josh Allen?
Yes, 100% right now. Only because Brock Purdy's going to be, like you guys said, he's going to be consistent. He's going to find that open guy. He's going to play smart. Josh Allen obviously did not play smart last week.
But Josh Allen was running the ball.
Yes, but he's not up there with Patrick Mahomes. He's not up there with Jalen Hurts. He's never been to a Super Bowl. Everyone had Josh Allen as the MVP. Realistically, you understand what Josh Allen does. He's not up there. He's not in their league. It's Patrick Mahomes right now and nobody else. Jalen Hurts is the next guy up.
Joe Bear will be back up there, bro.
True. But I'm saying as of right now, that's what it is.
So as of right now, he's top 5.
As of right now, he's top 5. I don't like comparisons, right? Personally, just because I think that some of these guys are in a league of their own and they will be talked about with a golden jacket, and they're gonna be in a league of their own with the greats, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, right? These guys, you also got the Manning brothers, right? Those guys are in a league of their own as well. I don't think Josh Allen will be in that conversation. I don't think 75% of these guys in the league will be in that conversation. You got Jalen Hurts, who will possibly be in that conversation. You got Lamar Jackson, who might be on that conversation as a running quarterback, right?
Burrow.
You're gonna have Joe Burrow in that conversation, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like Burrow got to be number 2 in that conversation right now.
Well, I'm just saying he's going to be in that conversation. Is Brock Purdy going to be with those guys and as one of the greats? I don't think so. But as of right now, and where everything's hold together right now, he's in that conversation for the relevance of this conversation. But later on, he's not going to be in there. So personally, I can't just compare them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right now, I don't see Brock Purdy as like a Hall of Fame guy.
Right.
But like as of right now, he's still an above average quarterback in the league today.
Yeah, 100%. And it's because he's smart. I just think he just does his job exceptionally well, which is just to throw the ball and get touchdowns and run that offense. He's doing nothing to change the game or to change how the position is being played. He's doing exactly what his job is supposed to be. Like a Chris Paul. Chris Paul does exactly what a point guard is supposed to do. Right? And that's what makes him one of the best point guards of all time. Is he going to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time? That needs to be said, shown. But as of right now, he's playing great. Keep it up.
Valid. But moving on to other games and throw on that topic anyway. What is the most surprising game for each of you guys from week 1? It could be a loss or a win, whatever you want.
Most shocking game to me. If you want me to do it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know my pick already.
I know mine too.
So Jake, let's hear yours, sir.
So I thought going in that this game was going to be a blowout and not even close. And the fact that the opposing team put up a fight was surprising to me. The Eagles-Patriots was the most surprising game to me because I thought going into that game that the Eagles were going to blow the Patriots out of the water based off what I saw from the Patriots last year. And the fact that the Patriots put up a fight and Mac Jones played as well as he did showed me that maybe this Patriots team will be decent this year compared to how they were last year.
So, my pick was the first game of the season.
Okay.
Detroit Chiefs. I know there was injuries. Kansas
Yeah,
City,
that's the only reason I'm not saying it was surprising, because I expected them to win once Kelsey was out.
so for me, there's like when Kelsey was out, I knew there was a chance. But having an average quarterback in Jared Goff, if not below average, slightly, I didn't expect them to fight and like overcome adversity as they did. And I expected Mahomes to still be Mahomes. And he played really well. Darius Toney kind of sold.
Yeah, let's be fair. Mahomes played fine. His receivers couldn't catch, and especially Tony.
But I didn't expect CJ Gardner-Johnson to make such a big impact. Like I didn't
Yeah,
expect that defense to be out there like
yeah, same.
really
Like once I saw Mahomes got the ball with 2 minutes left, I was like, oh, Chiefs win.
so yeah, the Lions get my respect and they get my
That's fair. I really like Dan Campbell as a coach too. I think he's going to be a really good coach.
thanks.
But Gio, what's your pick over there?
So for me, the Detroit Lions did not shock me whatsoever, just because I understood going into the season what that team was going to be. With my guy at number QB. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
we already
It's
A
we
below
already know
average,
what
huh?
Jared Goff is doing. We already know what he's.
Okay, that's what, bro. That's one game against. No. No,
No.
listen.
Yeah, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
That's one game against below average defense without their best defensive player.
Okay, and one that is not below average.
Their defense is below
Not
average.
below average. They won the Super Bowl for a reason.
Yeah, because their offense. Let's be honest.
No.
If
Let's
their
be
offense
honest.
didn't,
No. The Bengals would be in the Super Bowl right now if that defense did not perform the way it did in that conference championship game. So put some respect on that defense.
yeah, but they weren't.
Played decent. They're a
They
decent
weren't.
defense.
They weren't without their. They weren't with the best player that helped them beat the Bengals. Let's be honest. There.
Yeah, they didn't have
Chris
their best player. I'm
Jones.
still saying it's not a below average defense, and it's not an average defense with Jones too. It's a great defense with Jones, and it's a decent defense without him.
Okay, keep going though.
All I'm saying for that game, I expect the Lions to be good. I expected them to be good. But I did not expect them to be a team that I view as phenomenal in the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, right. But when you don't have the number one receiver, and obviously he's a tight end, but when you don't have, Travis Kelce, and you don't have their best defensive player, you're not supposed to win that game.
Yeah, but you still have the best player in the league.
Exactly. You still have Patrick Mahomes.
He can't do everything.
Y'all were saying.
Football is a team-oriented.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes can't do everything. You're right, but the loss isn't on him; it's on his receivers. But we're saying as long as you have Mahomes back there at quarterback, you have a chance.
And they did. It was 21-20. I'm just saying Detroit was supposed to win that game.
I don't know, bro.
But going in,
star players, yes.
Even going in without Kelsey and Jones, people still expected them to win.
Yes, because of how much respect they have to Patrick Mahomes. But in reality, with a complete Lions team, with a injury riddled and disgruntled Chiefs team, Lions should win.
Yeah, they should.
Both of y'all put the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does that stay true if Travis Kelce gets hurt for the whole season?
No.
Oh, it's not real wild.
No.
It's not because of Patrick Mahomes and his lack of talent. It's because of his lack of weapons once Travis gets hurt.
Bro, all I'm saying, Darius Toney catches a few balls, Kansas City still wins that game.
You want to
rely on how great Patrick Mahomes is.
Do you want to rely on Kadarius Toney your whole season? Because I don't.
Ideally, no. But what I'm saying is, like, the Chiefs were Kadarius Toney not letting that ball go straight through his hands for a pick six away from winning that game.
Oh, I agree. Without that pick six, they win.
But how can you? But for me, if you understand those players are not playing for the Chiefs, how can that be? And you know what the Lions are capable of. How is that the most surprising game of the week when you have? For me, there's two games that I wanted to pick, right? There's the Buccaneers and Vikings game, which respect to Baker Mayfield for getting that one out. But really, for me, the most surprising game is the Packers versus the Bears. To see what the Packers did and how that offense can, put up points, 38 points with Jordan Love and Jones, I think that was the most shocking thing to me this whole week.
Yeah, I agree. I did not expect Jordan Love to play that well in his first game at starting quarterback. But I mean, to be fair, it was against a bad defense in the Bears defense. They're not the best defense.
Oh, yeah, we understand that. I'm just saying points wise, to have that offense put up points the way it did, right? And for it to be so young and for them to have that turnaround since last year,
yeah,
I think that's crazy. And that's why it was the most shocking. Now, it would be a different discussion if the Lions won with a healthy Chiefs team and everyone there, right? I would say, what's going on? Something's got to be going on in Kansas City because that should not have happened. And that's where, for me, with your two best players out, practically your top, two of your top three players out, right? I can see how the Lions can win that game, and that's why it wasn't the most shocking. It was still shocking that they won, but it wasn't the most shocking, unlike the Packers putting up 38 points.
Fair.
Yeah, but I'm also never mind.
No. What?
No, because we're not talking about that game no more.
What game?
The Lions Chiefs.
Why not?
Okay, I'm saying. So in the game where the Lions are supposed to win, right?
Okay.
Because Travis Kelce's out, no Chris Jones still.
Yeah.
They only won by 1 point.
So you're saying it's shocking they didn't blow them out? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying
they should have convincingly won without their top two players.
They should have. They should have won by more. They should have.
Yeah. Okay. Is that what was shocking to you?
What's shocking is that they did win, despite going against Patrick Mahomes, who was down and out.
Well, let's just talk about the reason why they did win. Kadarius Toney.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is it's shocking that they were able to capitalize off of that and then get into Kadarius Toney's head, where it's like a big third down. Kadarius Toney don't even stick his hands out properly to catch the ball because he's having such an off night.
I think he got in his own head, if I'm being honest.
I agree.
Credit to CJ. That's my favorite defense.
Oh, he was definitely chirping. He was definitely chirping.
But to me, this goes in preparation into the preseason, right? And into training camp, where the coaching staff did an amazing job prepping these guys to head into that, first game. And that's why the NFL has so much respect for the Detroit Lions to put them in that first game where everyone is watching you and put up a fight against the defending champs, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So in reality, these Detroit Lions are here today, personally, right? But it goes towards Kansas City did have some injuries and disgruntled player issues, and that's why they lost the game.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I do believe that the Lions will be a good team for years to come, and I think a big part of it will be because of their head coach.
100%.
But yeah, I'm not even that shocked about the Packers Bears, bro.
Why?
I'd say I'm like shocked. But at the same time, it's not like an elite team.
No, it's not.
Losing to like unexpected quarterback type stuff. It was a team that I saw that could be mediocre versus a poor team.
I'm just shocked at how bad the Bears played after all the hype they had in the offseason.
Right,
adding DJ Moore.
Their offense too. It could be a scoring, shootout, right?
DJ Moore didn't even get one catch, right?
He got two targets, 2 catches.
Yeah. So I also think they also have Claypool too, who's a good receiver, right?
He's done though. I think Claypool's
Montgomery at the back. They have a solid team. They should have put up more points. It should have been a shootout.
They should have scored more. I think it starts with Justin Fields. He didn't play the best.
No, and personally, that's why I see this is very shocking for the Packers.
I don't know though, bro. I feel like the Packers have a decent defense. They saw the key to the Bears' offense, which is Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And they kind of neutralized it, where it was like.
I think it's more shocking for the Bears side of it because they expected Justin Fields to take a jump after they hit that end of the season. And then they expected their defense to be a little bit better than that.
But how can their defense be better when they got rid of their 2 best guys last year? You know what
I
I'm
know,
saying?
but you saw what they did in the draft, though. They added some
Oh, for
great
sure.
talent.
It did. But again, they are rookies. It's going to take time for them to adjust to this, to this league.
Well, to me, if the Bears want to start winning, they're going to have to get their best receiver the ball. Feed
Right.
DJ Moore.
Yep.
Indoor
You just had
number
only 2 targets.
Yeah, 2 targets after you trade what, a second round pick for him? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
But moving on to a multiple devastating injuries in week 1. It was an injury riddled week 1. Obviously, we were very excited looking into Aaron Rodgers on the New York Jets. 4 plays in, he unfortunately tears his Achilles. Gio's over there shedding a tear because he was really excited and hoping the Jets would win the Super Bowl. And now they got to go back to Zach Wilson and see how he does after being under the helm of Aaron Rodgers in the training camp. So what's your guys' thoughts on that whole situation in New York now?
It's really sad to see an injury go down like Aaron Rodgers. I was really excited for Miami to go whoop Aaron Rodgers' butt 2 times this year, maybe 3 if they made the playoffs. And now I don't even get like when Miami does sweep the Jets.
They'll just be like, oh, it's because of Zach Wilson.
Yeah, it's not even gonna be like, oh, Miami's better than us because we are. Like, so I would rather see them healthy. I know there's a lot of anticipation behind this team, what they could do, a lot of hype, and it just sucks to see the turf take another player like that.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I've been talking about it for a lot of years. The NFL needs to go to grass.
Even as like a player, the grass felt so much better, bro.
Yeah, it's
Because
softer on everything.
you can
Easier.
plant you can just plant better.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a lot
Like,
easier.
especially with rain, that sounds terrible, bro.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers, devastating injury. Very sad to see. I was very excited to see his Jets tenure. And honestly, he's going to be 40 and have to recover from a torn Achilles. That might have been the last we've seen of Aaron Rodgers, if I'm being honest.
That's what I was so scared of too, bro. I really don't want it to be the end. I want at least 1 year with him in that Jets team.
Yeah, I
Straight
want
up.
I want to see just give me one season. After all the hype, I just want one season.
For real.
But I mean, recovering from that at age 40 is going to be really tough.
Yeah.
And I just feel bad for that entire Jets team getting all that hype, being on Hard Knocks and everything. And you saw even the Jets coaches were devastated for Rodgers. Like they couldn't sleep the night of. And then the teammates, it's just an awful situation. But Gio, what's your thoughts on it?
So right when it happened, I knew something terrible happened, right? I knew it wasn't like a sprained ankle which could be healed. I knew it was either he ruptured his Achilles, right, or something else happened with his ankle or leg.
I mean, did you see the video after the game?
I saw the video during the game. What do you mean? The
Like
video after
the video after the game on Twitter, like on social media, it zoomed in on his Achilles. You could literally see his calf popping out.
pop, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. It's unfortunate he didn't even get to play a full set of downs.
Yeah, I mean he played like 3 plays, if we're being honest.
He played 3 plays. It sucks. It's Aaron Rodgers. Saya knows this with Dan Marino after his Achilles, rupture. He wasn't the same afterwards.
I don't believe he will be if he comes back either.
I don't think he will be. He's like you said, he's going to age 40 to have that injury, right? Marino had this in his mid 30s, early 30s, and he still was able to play a couple years. But like he said, he never was able to play the same. Aaron
Right.
Rodgers goes to New York to play with Garrett Wilson, to play with that Jets defense. I personally wanted to see them succeed. I wanted to see Aaron Rodgers get that second Super Bowl win, right? Because there's a couple that have won. Right? Many people have won. Very few
Yeah.
have or 2 or more, right?
True.
So to see him would have got 2 would have been amazing. It's unfortunate to see, even after the game or right when it happened, Garrett Wilson said he went over to Aaron Rodgers and he said, Sorry, young fellow. Sorry, kid. Right. And it really just touches your heart because Aaron Rodgers went there to play with this young team and win them a Super Bowl. And it's not able to happen this year. And it might not ever happen.
Yeah, I agree. Once I saw what he told Garrett Wilson and Garrett Wilson, relay that in the press conference, it made me even more sad because you could just tell how excited the entire team was.
The entire team, everyone rallied with him. There is one benefit though. I don't want to say it's a benefit, but if you have a great player like Aaron Rodgers, like Tom Brady, like anyone on the field, a great veteran, a player that understands the game, a student of the game, now it's beneficial to have him on the sidelines. Zach Wilson, even though he's playing, he can learn a lot from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers can help him with situations on the field. Aaron Rodgers can tell him plays. He can understand, he knows a lot about the game. He's a student of the game, right? He's one of the best to ever do it. Zach Wilson can learn a lot and not only make the Jets offense reliable to win games, he might even be able to make it explosive only because he has a mentor and Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines telling him what to do and telling him how to approach the game in different ways that he didn't do it before.
Yeah, I think he'll be better than he was. I still don't think he's going to be average or even above average. I still think he'll be below average, but I think he will keep his team in games like he did Monday night. But I believe that if they do win more games than they did last year, it will be because of their defense.
100%. But at the same time, I also think their offense can stay afloat because of Aaron Rodgers being on the sidelines. It's better to have Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines than not at all. Aaron Rodgers being on the sidelines allows Zach Wilson to acclimate and play cool under pressure, right? Understanding different situations through talking to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I agree. It will definitely be helpful having a mentor like Aaron on the sidelines once he can go back to the sidelines, obviously. But going back to what you said about, Dan Marino, the first thing I thought of when I saw he ruptured his Achilles and his age was from my experience with Kobe Bryant. I believe he was 35 when he tore his Achilles, and he played 2 more years at least, but
he was never the same.
It was never the same. He always kept getting hurt, and it was always the same side that he ruptured his Achilles on.
Right.
And it's just at this age, even if he does come back, he's never going to be the same.
Right. And that's a fact. It's unfortunate, but it's a fact with these injuries. Anything with the knee, anything with the ankle, right? With these types of things, you're never going to be the same.
Nope. It's definitely sad to see, and just prayers for Rodgers, and hopefully he gets well soon.
Right.
And then to another devastating injury. This is a player that can't catch a break, and I feel so bad for J.K. Dobbins. He tore his ACL last year, and now this year, week 1, he was playing a great game, tears his Achilles. I don't know what to say about this kid. He has so much potential, but his injury history is just holding him back. I feel so bad.
And again, it's because of that wear and tear that the running back takes. Once you get injured as a running back, you really can't catch a break, right? J.K. Dobbins, one of those players that has incredible talent, right? Played amazing for Ohio State University. Then goes into the league to Baltimore, plays well when he's playing. But like you said, he's injury riddled and he happens to get injured a lot. And it's unfortunate for this young star because we're not going to see what he fully can develop and what he can play at.
Right. And even if he does come back after this, after a torn ACL and a torn Achilles, I compare it to Derrick Rose in the NBA after 2 torn ACLs. I don't expect him to be the same. Explosiveness, nothing really.
I'd be shocked if he's the same player. If he happens to be the same player, kudos to him and his trainers. But realistically, I don't know if we're going to see him play another down in the league because of how great of a player he is. But at the same time, we're not going to see him become the star that we all believed he could be.
No, absolutely not. And he does have great potential. And the reason he can come back is because he's young, so that bodes well for him. It's just after these 2 major injuries back-to-back years, it's going to be tough to come back from that and be the same player.
Sure.
But good thing for the Ravens, they do have good running back depth. And then obviously Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson. So they should be okay, but just not as good as they would have been with a healthy JK.
Right.
And then Moving on to other injuries, I know your Steelers are dealing with two major injuries. Deontay Johnson's out at least 3 weeks with, I believe, at least 3 with a hamstring injury. And then it just came out that Cam Hayward is out 8 weeks after groin surgery. So I know those are two major players on both sides of the ball for you guys after a very poor week one. What's your thoughts on those injuries and how it affects you guys?
It can only build chemistry between George Pickens and Kenny Pickett. Realistically, after seeing that first week, I understand it's only 1 week. I have no big plans of us going to the playoffs, making any noise. Maybe a wild card, possibly first round exit. You never know what can happen. But really, all I'm looking forward to now, as a Steelers fan, is seeing TJ Watt break his all-time sack record at 22 and a half sacks in a season. Let's get to number 23. Let's get to 24 possibly. The way he's playing, let's hopefully he stays healthy. It's unfortunate for Cam Hayward, right? Because obviously, fully healthy, this defense can be one of the top in the league. Offensively, we don't understand what can happen. Deontay was the number one receiver for us, and he was reliable. Don't have him anymore. Let's see who else can become a star. Is it George Pickens? Is it Austin? Who knows what's going to happen with that Steelers offense? If when those players come back and we're in the running for the first seed in our division, or possibly going into the playoffs and everyone's healthy, I'd love to see it, but it's not looking good right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think those are two very tough injuries. I do believe that Hayward is more of an impact than Deontay Johnson, though, because like you said, you still have George Pickens, and Kenny Pickett loves George Pickens. Even when he's playing bad, he still continues to get him the ball. So I believe Pickens will step up at the wide receiver position. But losing Cam Hayward and just basically only having TJ Watt on that D line now, more people, the O line can just put their attention to TJ Watt now and stop him. And then you're not going to get pressure to the quarterback anymore because Cam Hayward's not there. And that's going to be really tough for the Steelers defense.
Right. I wonder if they're going to start bringing Nick Herbig onto the line, right? Because he is a linebacker, but he's a big linebacker. I wonder if they're going to start bringing him to the line, because if they do, I really think that defense can still be explosive, but obviously not as much as when Cam's on the field.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting to see how each of these teams deal with these injuries in the weeks to come.
Right.
But you got anything else to add?
Nothing that I can think of.
All right, you got a segment?
I kind of did it with
yeah.
shout out to Novak Djokovic and Coco Gauff, but really I just want to say congratulations to Novak winning that number 24 at the oldest age of any other male contender to ever do it. All right, so congratulations to Novak Djokovic, who won his 24th major, and hopefully you can keep winning. Hopefully you can get that Grand Slam, because right now the last 2 years he's missed one slam, right? One slam win, and he's got the other 3. So let's hopefully get all 4 next year.
Yeah, for sure. I really love seeing Djokovic put on that Kobe shirt for number 24 with him and Kobe being great friends. So thank you for that. That was a great shout out by Djokovic. And as a Lakers fans, I thank you for that. And moving on to video games, there's nothing new that came out, but I've been personally grinding NBA 2K24. I do love the game. The only thing I would say is that the shooting, if you guys haven't gotten it, the shooting is a little bit more difficult compared to 2K23, but as long as you continue to upgrade and continue to practice, you'll get better at it. And obviously, once you make your own shot release, you'll get better at it as well. But overall, the game is very good, and I highly recommend it. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.
Hey, everybody. We appreciate you guys coming to this episode. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. If you guys agreed or disagreed on anything, we had a lot of controversy this podcast, so go ahead in the comment section. Let us know who won those, debates. Let us know who's right in those debates, right? And until next time, like 3 wise men once said, subscribe. Peace.